Hello, everyone, again. So I want to bring up the issues with access towards youth. So she claims, Elizabeth claims, I'm sorry, that legalizing marijuana would give more access towards youth to obtain marijuana. So if youth can attain it, does that mean we should ban everything that is dangerous to health? With that logic, we should ban bleach and other household chemicals. So that argument in itself is false. It doesn't hold up. So also, prohibition we know doesn't work. If there's a market, there will be access. There always will be access. We just need to choose who benefits from it. We need to choose whether the criminal organizations benefit the most from marijuana, or if the government and the people benefit from it. And legalizing it would give the power more towards the government and the people. So also the argument that it's going to create a black market. The black market exists already. It's actually huge. The black market for criminal organizations is insane for marijuana. It's one of the #1 cash crops for such criminal organizations like the drug cartels. And then moving on to the psychological addiction. Psychological addictions can come from anything. Let's use that logic for food. Food can cause tremendous amounts of psychological addictions. So should we ban food because there's an obesity epidemic? I don't think that's not very logical. So also this will send a message that drug use is acceptable. So also using the same logic, then we should ban all alcohol and advertisements, because we are also saying that this drug is okay for youth to use while others aren't, which in itself creates essentially a hypocrisy. Just a hypocritical argument in general. So also, it would decrease prison population. So Isaac was claiming that 15%, if I'm quoting correctly, 15% of the prison population were, of the drug users in the prison population were marijuana users. So 15% of that in the largest incarcerated country in the world that's existed, that's a lot of people. So that may seem like a little bit, but once you actually dive into the numbers, that's a lot of people who are actually gaining liberty, and actually we're saving money on incarcerating themselves. So legalizing selling marijuana would reduce power to criminal organizations again. So also they're talking about that most likely these drug sellers, marijuana sellers, will most likely go back to selling marijuana. So that sounds more like a rehabilitation issue. That doesn't sound like a legalization issue. So that, again, is not a argument that holds up. So yes, you need a license to sell, just like alcohol. So again, there's a huge hypocrisy with that. Also, court cases are not cheap. I agree with you guys. That's probably one of the points that we do agree on. And we just disagree on the solution, because our solution is to completely decriminalize marijuana. And that will drastically reduce the amount of court cases. And lastly, the argument that secondhand smoke is bad and coughing and hacking up a lung is not safe. Of course that's not safe. That's not what we're arguing. That's why there are alternatives that exist. You don't have to smoke it. You have access to other ways to obtaining marijuana in your system, THC and CBD. You can take pills, you can take edibles, you can take oils. There are copious other ways to ingest this in your body without ruining your lungs. Thank you.
Nice use of the word copious.
Okay.